All right, let's talk about your forecast here. But before we do that, I want to make sure I throw out this weather trivia question here. And this is for Paul. So, Paul, this question is for you here. When is the average first freeze date for Chattanooga? Now, I want you to think about this because it may not be when you think it is here. The first average freeze date for Chattanooga. I've got a couple of options for you here on here, so I didn't want to just throw it out there and give you any
Take a picture.
dates.
I'm gonna take a
so
picture
your
of that.
choices are October the 15th, October the 25th, October the 31st, or has it already passed? Now think about that because I'm gonna give you some time to think about it, but just keep that in mind. Has it already passed? That's a good question too. Yeah. But we'll have the answer for you coming up in just a second. And folks, of course, you can always play along at home as well. And maybe you beat Paul in this one. Who knows?
Well, it doesn't take much to beat me. And you said it's probably not the one I'm thinking of, and I'm going to agree with you there.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, I want to make sure you have all the options on the table just in case. You know, I just threw out a couple of random numbers and maybe, you know, who knows what's going on there. So we'll see and have the answer for you coming up in just a little bit. But I wanted to sneak that in there.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, and for you, Paul. All right, let's talk about your forecast here as we progress throughout the day here because temperatures right now, upper 40s and 50s. Notice we have more of the low to mid 50s off towards the south and west thanks to the cloud cover, upper 40s across the north and east there, a little bit more clearing this morning. Now, as we take a look at what you can expect as we progress throughout the rest of the day, we'll start off with those clouds increasing and they will thicken up as we get towards lunchtime. So by lunchtime, it's going to look very threatening out there. It's going to look like we're going to see a lot of rainfall moving in at any point. And while we will have a chance of a few passing showers, it's not going to be a widespread heavy rainfall event moving through the area. Those temperatures will climb into the low to mid 70s across the region there. So that's going to mean that our next big thing that we're going to focus on is the chance of rain showers, not just for today, but for the next several days, actually, as we do have a couple of weather systems that may impact our forecast. So let's talk about the next big thing, that chance of rain showers moving in. So high pressure, normally we say the big blue H is good. It usually stands for good weather, but because we need the rainfall here in the Tennessee Valley, it's not so good. So here's the problem. High pressure is going to keep this low pressure that's developing to our south with a bunch of heavy rainfall just to our south. We're going to miss out on a great soaking rainfall event by just this many miles. It's crazy, right? So you can see that area of low pressure producing very heavy rainfall from southern Mississippi into central Alabama into central Georgia, including the Atlanta area. But we're on the northern fringe here, so we'll just get clipped by a chance of a few passing showers this afternoon and evening, while the widespread heavy rainfall stays just to our south. That'll be tonight, going into early Thursday. And then notice by Thursday afternoon, we start to see things clearing up a little bit around here. And then we'll start to see more moisture trying to stream in from the south and east, but not until Friday morning. That's ahead of that cold front that's going to come through. That may help to squeeze out any available moisture, giving us some scattered showers late Friday and early Saturday, which is not great timing for the eclipse, but again, any little bit of moisture we can get is great news. So you can see from Atlanta and point south, we're talking 1 to as much as, look at the red there showing up there. That's anywhere from 4 to 5 inches of rainfall, while here in the Tennessee Valley, we're going to be lucky if we can get a measly trace to 1/10 of an inch of rainfall for most of us. So yeah, missing it by just that much. Otherwise, warm temperatures, that's going to be the story for now, but we do have some well below normal temperatures heading our way heading into next week. So enjoy the spring-like weather because the fall, if not almost winter-like weather, returns and could stick around for most of next week there. So we'll be following that closely. So the big blue H, usually good. Not so much in this case because it's going to keep that low pressure tracking right along the Gulf Coast instead of moving north and east into our area. But we may get a little bit of moisture from the remnants of Lydia here moving through Mexico, combining with this cold front coming in from the north and west. So fingers crossed, again, because we could use some rainfall. But what we do know is that cooler weather will stream our way. So 75, a chance of a few spotty showers heading our way. And then 80 degrees there, Paul. So, no, I was going to say, think about that now. It's going to be 80 Thursday, and then a chance of showers Friday with that front. But then you can see it does get much cooler next week. So we have lots of ups and downs now. So,
yeah,
you know, put that in the forecast.
So it's the average first freeze date.
The average first freeze date for Chattanooga.
Is it freeze or frost?
It is not. That's a great question.
So freeze is a frost isn't a freeze, freeze not a frost.
So freeze is the solid ice that says below 32. The frost forms on elevated objects when the temperature.
Tip to your grass.
Yes, exactly. Because that is a little colder. The higher up you go, lower on the surface, it's a little warmer.
I felt like I was about to learn something.
Yeah, try. We try every now and then.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I could teach a little bit.
I got you. Thank you, Cedric.